Hello students, in previous lecture we have started for the topic ionic equilibrium. For understanding what is ionic equilibrium, first of all we have to understand about the chemical equilibrium, and I have mentioned already about chemical equilibrium and law of mass action, which is related with the reversible, homogeneous reversible process. And law of mass action, when applied to any chemical equilibrium process, then we can get the equilibrium constant of that chemical equilibrium process or reaction. Then I am going to apply, or I am going to discussing or reminding the few examples of chemical equilibrium. Then first of all, see here the chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium. See here, first of all we are discussing on the what is chemical equilibrium. All of you studied about that in previous lecture. Chemical equilibrium is nothing but it is a state of chemical reaction. For example, N2 gas when reacts with hydrogen gas, it gives ammonia formation takes place, and these reactions takes place in isolated state. This reaction takes place in isolated state. That means here reactants are in gaseous state as well as product is in also gaseous state. That means here reactants and products, when they are present in same state, that means here reactant and products are in gaseous state. If the reaction carried out in liquid state, in which reactants and product should be in liquid state, then it is a homogeneous. Homo means same state. Homogeneous, that is in same state when reaction is carried out. Then that reaction is a homogeneous reaction. And here this reaction, this process is reversible. Therefore here two half arrows are used to indicate that this chemical process is a reversible chemical reaction. That means here it is a homogeneous reversible reaction. And see here, in this chemical process or chemical reaction, two reactions are involved. That is forward reaction in which N2 gas combines with hydrogen gas to gives ammonia gas, and one more reaction, that is reverse reaction, that is ammonia it converted into nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. That is a reverse reaction. Then see here, there are forward and reverse reaction. Both reactions takes place simultaneously at a time. एकाच वेळी दोन्ही प्रोसेस कॅरीड आउट होणार आहे. But all of you studied about that. The rate of reaction, which is depends upon concentration of the reactant, pressure, temperature, and catalyst, and many more concepts which is related with the rate of reaction. Therefore, here when the rate of forward reaction takes place, it becomes equals to the rate of reverse reaction. At that stage, equilibrium is attained between reactants and products. That means what is chemical equilibrium? It is a state of chemical reaction. It is a state of chemical process. It is a state of reversible chemical reaction in which the rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reactions, these are equal. That state is called as chemical equilibrium. That means here when the rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction becomes equal, then it is said that there is chemical equilibrium is attained in between reactants and products. Then one more concept which is related with that chemical equilibrium, all of you studied about that in previous lecture, that is we can apply the law of mass action to any homogeneous reversible reaction. That means we cannot apply law of mass action to the irreversible reaction. Therefore, if we apply, that means see here, for example, by applying law of mass action to about chemical equilibrium, then we can get the equation, that is Kc. Kc is used, that is which is the equilibrium constant when these reactants and products are in liquid state. And here when these are in liquid state, then we can use the equilibrium constant Kc. And if these takes place in gaseous state, that means reaction takes place in gaseous state, that means reactants and products are in gaseous state, all are in gaseous state, then we can write the equilibrium constant for this reaction, that is Kp. Then see here, if this reaction takes place in liquid state, that means reactants and products are in liquid state, then we can write the equation for Kc, that is equilibrium constant. Kc is equals to concentration of NH3 raised to 2 upon concentration of reactants, that is N2 raised to 1 into concentration of H2 raised to 3. See here the concentration term, for the concentration term square bracket, small square bracket is used, which indicates the concentration of reactants and products in mole per dm2, or it is in mole per liter. That is concentration term is used in liquid state. When substance is in liquid state, then concentration of that substance is measured in mole per dm2. जेव्हा एखादा सबस्टन्स लिक्विड स्टेटमध्ये असतो किंवा अक्वियस मीडियममध्ये डिझॉल्व करणार आहे आपण, तेव्हा त्याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन मोल पर dm2 मध्ये किंवा मोल पर लिटरमध्ये कन्सिडर करतो. वी हॅव स्टडीड अबाउट दॅट इन प्रीवियस स्टँडर्ड, दॅट इज 11th स्टँडर्ड. देन if the same reaction, same chemical equilibrium, if carried out in gaseous state, if these are carried out in isolated state, that means gaseous state, then the gas which is the gaseous substance, the concentration of gaseous substance is measured in partial pressure, that is partial pressure of that gaseous substance is considered to write down the concentration of that substances or reactants and products. Therefore, by applying law of mass action to this equation, when this equation carried out in gaseous state, see here reactants and products are in gaseous state, then we can consider the concentration of product and reactants in the term of partial pressure. That is, see here, partial, P is used, that is for partial pressure of ammonia gas. Ammonia gas, that is product, raised to 2 upon partial pressure of N2 raised to 1, then into partial pressure of H2 raised to 3. That is the chemical equilibrium equation which is obtained by applying law of mass action to this chemical equilibrium process. Then few more examples we will discussing here, that is about, see here one more example, that is when hydrogen gas reacts with iodine vapors and it gives hydrogen iodide gaseous substance, that is H2 gas combines with vapors of iodine, it gives gaseous hydrogen iodide. And see here, it is a homogeneous reversible reaction to which we can apply law of mass action. That means by applying law of mass action, by applying law of mass action to above equation, therefore we can write Kc or Kp. Kc is used when these all substances are in liquid state or in aqueous medium, and Kp is used when these all substances are in gaseous state. Then we can write the Kc and Kp for same reaction. याच रिएक्शन साठी आम्ही Kc ही लिहू शकतो, Kp ही लिहू शकतो. फक्त त्या Kc आणि Kp च्या व्हॅल्यू मध्ये स्मॉल डिफरन्स असणार आहे, and there is that particular relation between Kc and K. Therefore we can write generally Kc is equals to concentration of HI raised to 2 upon concentration of H2 into concentration of I. That is the equilibrium equation obtained by applying law of mass action to this equation. One more example I am going to discussing with you, that is SO2 sulfur dioxide. When undergoes oxidation, it gives sulfur trioxide. Then we have to balance this reaction. Then we can apply the law of mass action to this equation. See here, these all are in gaseous state or they may be in aqueous medium or liquid state. Therefore, generally we use the Kc for writing chemical equilibrium equation. Therefore, Kc is equals to concentration of SO3 raised to 2 here upon concentration of SO2 raised to 2 into concentration of O2. That is about the equilibrium constant or equilibrium constant equation obtained by applying law of mass action to any reversible, homogeneous reversible reaction. Then now we will discussing about the ionic equilibrium. See here, what is ionic equilibrium? Ionic equilibrium is nothing but it is the one of the type of chemical equilibrium process or a chemical equilibrium reaction. See here, suppose example of few chemical equilibria which explains about the ionic equilibrium. See here, what is ionic equilibrium? I am going to discussing with you about ionic equilibrium by taking one example of it. See here, generally any substance, the commonly used in everyday life, that is NaCl, which is in solid state, when it is dissolved in aqueous medium means it is dissolved in water, then aqueous solution of NaCl which is obtained. Here the NaCl, number of moles of NaCl undergoes dissociated into Na plus and Cl minus in aqueous medium. That means, see here, the one word I am going to discussing here, that is dissociation. What is dissociation? Dissociation, or the same word I am going to discussing with you, that is ionization. Ionization or dissociation. Dissociation means it is a separation of ions. Separation of ions. When any substance dissolved in water, then ions get separated and these ions are formed in aqueous medium. Ionization means it is a ion formation. Ion formation takes place in aqueous medium. That means here, first of all, when any substance, for example common salt, see here, when 10 moles of NaCl dissolved in given amount of water, that is, see here, 100 ml water is there, in which 10 moles of NaCl dissolved in it, then out of that 10 moles, if only 8 moles, out of that 10 moles, only 8 moles get dissociated into aqueous medium. See here, when 10 moles of NaCl dissolved in 100 ml water, then it gets dissociated into aqueous medium and it gives Na plus and Cl minus. That means NaCl moles get dissociated, it forms Na plus and Cl minus ions, and which get separated in aqueous medium. That means this solution contains Na plus and Cl minus ions present in it. That is, here in aqueous medium ions get separated or dissociated, or in fused state NaCl, which is in solid state, these solid particles when fused due to the heat, when heat is provided to it due to heating, that NaCl solid particles get fused or it get melted. That molten NaCl or fused NaCl, in which ions get separated. That means it also contains Na plus and Cl minus ions in it. That means for dissociation of any substance, that substance should be dissolved in water, or that should be in a fused state, that is in molten state. That is about the here dissociation and ionization of substance. Then see here, when out of 10 moles, 8 moles ions of Na plus and Cl minus ions are formed, then these ions get combined to give NaCl molecules also. That means that process is reversible process. See here, out of 10 moles, 8 moles get dissociated and only 2 moles get remains undissociated. 2 moles of NaCl remains unionized moles. That means at equilibrium, when equilibrium is attained, suppose there are, when 8 moles get dissociated, then there are 8 moles of Na plus ions and 8 moles of Cl minus ions are present in the solution, and 2 moles of NaCl which is in unionized, that means which does not present in ionic form, that is unionized NaCl molecule is there. That means when equilibrium is attained, there are 2 moles of NaCl and 8 moles of Na plus and 8 moles of Cl minus ions are there, and equilibrium is attained between dissociated ions. That means see here, equilibrium is attained in dissociated ions and unionized molecule. Unionized molecule, that is called ionic equilibrium. यालाच आपण ionic equilibrium असं म्हणणार. That means equilibrium when it is a chemical equilibrium attained between dissociated ions and unionized molecules of substance. Then we said that ionic equilibrium is present in between NaCl molecule and Na plus and Cl minus ions. That is about the ionic equilibrium. Then see here few examples of ionic equilibrium. I am going to discussing with you. That is, there are lot of substance which is used in everyday life. That is, for example, HCl, when it is dissolved in aqueous medium, it dissociates into H plus and Cl minus ion. That means here H plus and Cl minus ions are dissociated ions, and HCl, which is molecule in which equilibrium is attained between undissociated HCl molecule and dissociated ions of H plus and Cl minus ion. That is the ionic equilibrium is present in that solution. Similarly, NaOH when dissolved in water, it dissociates into Na plus OH minus ion. That means here also ionic equilibrium, it is an example of ionic equilibrium. Then see here, these are the different types of substance when dissolved in water. Then ionic equilibrium is attained or ionic equilibrium is present in those aqueous solution of these substances. Now we are going to discussing some basic concepts related with ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium, that is, first one, electrolytes. What are electrolytes? These are nothing but any substance, it is a substance or species when dissolved in aqueous medium, when dissolved in water. For example, NaCl dissolved in water, HCl dissolved in water. The substance when dissolved in water in aqueous medium, it gets dissociated. Here dissociation takes place and dissociated ions are formed. Then that substance is called as electrolytes. There is electrolytes which is a species or substance. It is a substance or species which gives ions in aqueous medium. They are called as electrolytes. Then see here, electrolytes are different types. Then I am going to discussing with you the types of electrolytes. See here, there are two types of electrolytes. One, that is strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes. And second one, दूसरा, that is weak electrolytes. Weak electrolytes. Then we will be discussing about the strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. See here, strong electrolyte, these are the species or these are the substance. When dissolved in water, it gets dissociated, but the substance which get dissociated completely or almost completely, electrolytes, strong electrolytes. See here, for example, HCl is a substance, that is acid. All of you are aware of that. HCl is a acid, hydrochloric acid. When it is dissolved in water, given amount of water, suppose HCl dissolved in water, that means we get aqueous solution of HCl. Then the ions H plus and Cl minus ions are get dissociated. And see here, the HCl substance, the number of moles of substance dissociated when completely. Complete dissociation is shown by full arrow pointing towards ions only in forward direction. That means here, suppose 10 moles of HCl dissolved in given amount of water, then almost all 10 moles or maximum moles, out of 10 moles, 9 moles or 9.2 moles, 9.5 moles, 8 moles or almost all, that is 10 moles, all moles get dissociated into H plus and Cl minus ions. That means complete dissociation is shown by, that is full pointing arrow, that is complete arrow towards the ions. Then that indicates, that arrow indicates complete dissociation of that substance, and more ion formation takes place, and therefore HCl is a strong electrolyte. That means what is strong electrolyte? It is a substance which dissociates completely, almost completely, and gives more number of ions or higher extent of ions are called as strong electrolyte. HCl, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, HNO3 nitric acid, NaOH sodium hydroxide, KOH potassium hydroxide are the few examples of strong electrolytes. Then see here, weak electrolytes, these are also substance or species which dissociate in aqueous medium. That means the substance which dissolved in water, and as it is a weak electrolyte, it dissolved in water. For example, CH3COOH, that is acetic acid. Acetic acid, when dissolved in aqueous medium, and it dissociates to give CH3COO minus plus H plus in aqueous medium. That means, see here out of 10 moles, maximum moles of HCl dissociated and it gives more and more or higher extent of ions, more ions of H plus and Cl. But here as it is a weak electrolyte, out of 10 moles, suppose there are 10 moles, when it is dissolved in aqueous medium, only few moles, out of 10 moles, only 2 moles, 0.5 moles, 0.3 moles, 2.5 moles or 3 moles, only few moles get dissociated. Suppose 2 moles of CH3COH get dissociated and gives ions, that is dissociated ions are formed here. Therefore, it is a weak electrolyte. That means what is weak electrolyte? It is a substance, it is a species which in aqueous medium dissolved in water, it dissociates feebly, that means in less amount, feebly, that is in less extent, less amount, it dissociates, is called as, and the solution contains less extent of dissociated ions. Dissociated ions are called as weak electrolytes. There are few examples of weak electrolyte: acetic acid, formic acid which is present in red and formic acid, citric acid which is present in lemon, tartaric acid which is present in tamarind, tartaric acid, then NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, ammonia, CaOH twice, that is lime water, lime solution, that is चुन्याचं पाणी, calcium hydroxide, lime water. These are the few examples of weak electrolyte, and there are few examples of strong electrolyte. That is about the different types of electrolytes. Then we will discussing on the extent of dissociation of any electrolyte, that is in next lecture. Thank you.